Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Kingdom Silver here. Today we are covering an article on jewelry. Yes, jewelry, ladies and gentlemen, because this article I believe has some good lessons for us on silver from things that we can gather from a stacker and investor perspective of silver. And the title of this article is Silver is the New Gold, and that's what we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Really appreciate your support. And if you haven't already, please smash that like button, comment, subscribe to the channel, or do all three if you're feeling like an overachiever. It don't cost you nothing, and I would really appreciate that support. So this article comes to us, from News 18 out of New Delhi, India. And as always, I'll have a link to this article in the description of this video. And this comes to us from Swati, and I am not going to pronounce her last name. Apologies, I just feel like I would butcher it. However, I think this is relevant because this is going to speak to trends. And on top of that, India is one of the biggest buyers of gold and silver. They're up there with China. And so I think it's important for us to know why we're seeing that trend. And I think there's some things that are picked up from this article. And it comes from in this first sentence here, or sorry, not first sentence, but at the end of this first paragraph. Beyond its aesthetic allure and affordability, silver boasts impressive adaptability, making it a quintessential choice in the dynamic fashion landscape. Embracing the mantra, silver is the new gold, this precious metal is redefining standards of luxury and elegance. So that's interesting. As we saw here below, Gen Z appears like, from a fashion perspective, from a trend perspective, that they are turning towards silver. And later in the article here, there's a really good point. And it says, while gold often takes center stage as a store of value during uncertain times, silver stands out as in both bullish and bearish markets due to its dual role as a precious metal and an industrial commodity. Today's clients seek fashion, high quality, and affordability, desiring jewelry that complements all their outfits. Silver is becoming the preferred choice for many and is seen as the way forward. So I am not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen. I know very little about fashion. That is definitely not my forte. However, I think it's interesting to notice the trends. You know, consumer behavior, very important. Many classes in college, many marketing courses studied on how does consumer behavior affect things. And I think it's interesting that a lot of people, especially in India, as we've seen this, and the numbers back it up, we're seeing that they're having a lot of imports of gold and silver. They are turning to silver. And I think that point of the value that it can have as both a precious metal and industrial commodity is what is attractive. Silver is cheaper than gold, and it has that dual value in that it can store value, but it also has like some of the other videos we've done on the channel about the silver batteries or its use in solar or other technology uses. I think it has a leg up on gold. So why is it important for us to know the trends? Well, I love baseball cards. Okay, love my sports here. And I was really into and still into sports cards, but was really into the trends that happened around 2020, we'll just say. And I noticed that there were some trends, there were people saying, oh, this is the way it is. But then things exploded, right? You had a lot of money that was coming into the sector, and there was ebbs and flows in that market. You had the card industry spike, and now it's kind of leveled out a little bit in the years that have followed. However, there's been some changes in how things were done. For example, graded baseball cards used to be that it was PSA, and they were the king, and they're still the king, but there's been other competitors that have slowly risen, or it used to be Beckett that had most of the secondary market share, and now it's SGC that seems to have overtaken them. So over time, tastes change and preferences change. And so why I think it's important to know this, and again, this is based on silver in a jewelry perspective. However, why I think this matters is every generation, has different tastes. For example, you look at in this jewelry case, most of the people that were married in, my parents' generation, I've noticed have had mostly yellow gold bands. However, a lot of my generation has, a tri-tone gold where you're dealing with rose gold, white gold, and yellow gold. So each generation, there's different styles, there's different trends that come in. And I think that we just need to be careful. I'm not, again, not to shame my gold truthers out there. I own gold as well. I'm very, bullish on gold as well as a precious metal. However, I think that just saying, well, gold has been, the standard for, a millennia. Yes, that's true. And we should definitely look at the historical side, but I think we also need to look at the future. And I would make the argument that we are starting to see more trends towards silver having, dare I say, more value than gold. So just food for thought. Again, I'm not saying to stop buying gold. However you feel the most peace on something, go with that. Go with, this isn't investment advice. If you've done the research and you say, hey, I'm going with gold in my portfolio, God bless you. Do what makes sense for you. For me, I feel like there's a lot of advantages to silver. And I think we're actually starting to see that the market, and not just the precious metals in the sense of, all the trends and things we can look at the charts, but we're starting to see society-wise that some of the younger generations are starting to go towards different looks. And we need to factor that in as we look to invest in the future. So again, we'll link this article in the descriptions below, and definitely look at some other articles as well. I didn't have time to cover this one today, but there's another Gen Z article on them buying gold and why they see that to be a storage of value as well that I will put in the description. Definitely check it out. So with that, I'm going to end this video today. Would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Do you see that silver could overtake gold, or do you believe, hey, we have that historical trend, and even though there's a lot of good things going for silver, I just don't see it overtaking it? That's a fair point, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. I love hearing from the community. That's the best thing about making these videos, is interacting with each and every one of you. So with that, be blessed, be a blessing to others. We'll see you later.